Hello, and welcome to my special little podcast called Young Thoughts in Vegas. I'm just going to be doing this sporadically, having my friends on, interviewing them a little bit, and talking about some of our topics. So, this week, it is Noah that we have on. Say hi, Noah.
Hello. Podcast.
Noah is the pretty boy of the boys and a lifelong legend, someone that we all appreciate greatly. And it's great to have you on a podcast to talk about you. I'm going to ask you little questions here and there and get to know you a little bit. And then we're going to talk about just some topics. Maybe touch on something that my dad was telling us.
I'm down.
So, where do you come from? Huh? Where were you born, bud? Born and raised?
Born in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Timpanogos.
Timpanogos, you are?
Utah, yeah.
Yeah, Utah.
Came here.
When? How old were you when you came to Vegas?
It's like 7. I was just starting first grade. I came over.
That's when you grew a little?
Yeah.
And then you met the boys in middle school?
Yeah. So they went to the school across from mine.
So we didn't really see.
Yeah, but I definitely heard stories about David from across the field.
Yeah. Oh, what a little legend right there. Yeah, Evil Wolf was legendary, man. Great school. I was so sad that I had to move in the 4th grade. I went to May Elementary. It was supposed to be a 5-star school. Hated it there. It was miserable. I mean, like 4th grade wasn't very fun, but I got to meet Kevin at May.
Well,
so that was cool.
That's worth it then.
Yeah, that was back before he cussed and stuff.
He's cool.
Yeah, I appreciate him. I don't talk to him too much anymore, but it was good times. Kind of just fell out because I went to a different school after. But,
Yeah.
a couple of other boys still talk to him. And then you doing your little medical stuff now, and now you're all grown up?
Yeah.
How old are you?
20.
20 years old, right?
20 years of age.
The young thought in Vegas. Has never drank alcohol yet.
Not a drip. Not a drop.
And you're planning on working as the little blood suckers of the medical industry, or are you
I don't want to
not
go
want to do that anymore?
phlebotomy. I mean, I'm not super into it, the medical stuff, to be honest. But they do like job placements at the school, so I think I'm gonna get some help, and it'll be like over 15, so it'll be worth it to go there.
Yeah.
I'm not super into like the medical assisting part, but the phlebotomy, I'm okay with that. It's just sticking people.
Yeah, because you did an internship for
Medical
assistant.
And the place wasn't that nice. So
The place
that
wasn't
kinda,
nice, and then they made you remember a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm not into it. I'd rather stick people.
Did you have a bad day there?
I had
Like a
many-
terrible experience?
I had many bad days. I mean, not specifically anything too bad. It's just, I got instantly pulled into the drama of the office. Like,
Oh, they had office drama? What was going on?
I don't know, they all like hate each other. I don't know, they like would call each other friend and stuff, but they talk shit behind each other's back every second they got.
Oh, my.
And I was instantly pulled into that. It was not fun. I was in the middle.
Did they talk shit about you?
I don't think so.
You would
No,
hope
I mean,
not.
they said they liked me. They got kind of bitter when I told them I wasn't going to work for them, though.
Oh. Did they offer you a job?
They did.
But you were like, I don't want to
I
work
said
here.
nope. I said it is $11 an hour.
Oh, you get paid more at Target?
Yeah, I get paid more at Target. I get paid more at like any other medical assisting job. That office is just super cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Not worth it. They're like, you're trying to get me to go, and they're like, oh, we give a bunch of hours, and I was like, I could get less hours, work less, and make the same if I was at Target. So,
Hey, you've been working at Target for how long?
I did seasonal last year, or like the year before that, and I started seasonal, but still working. So since this November.
Oh, okay. So 2020 November?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's when I worked for them as well.
That was 2019.
That was 2019?
Yeah.
Because you were working at 2019.
Yeah, we worked seasonal 2019, then I quit, and then I came back.
You came back
for the
okay.
next seasonal, and then they kept me.
Yeah. They fired me sporadically, like a day after that I got complimented on like how I was doing. Like the one chick went in, gave a good word for me. Said she saw me hustling and stuff, and I was like, yo, I appreciate that, because she worked there,
Yeah.
and like she gave a good word to like HR about me, and then the little boss lady said I was green. I was green on because I did ship from store where I have to run around the store, grab all the items, and put them in the little bags where they, pick up from store and drive ups. I would have to go run around the store, grab all their items, and put it in their little things. And then, so she came and she was like, wow, you're green. And a lot of the people that have been working here forever aren't green right now, so keep up the good work. And then 2 days later, I get fired. And they're like, yeah, we're letting you go. You don't have to come in this week. You'll still get paid. And I'm like, huh? I was like, did I just get fired? She was like, yeah, you don't have to come in. She didn't say that I was fired, but I never got hours anymore. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm fucking fired.
Yeah.
And I was upset because I was like, I really just get fired after getting complimented?
I know. They had some changes in like the management.
Yeah, because it's the little...
Yeah, that HRC, like, there's like a sexual harassment thing, and they like didn't even do anything about it.
Documenting
Yeah.
shit. I think that's why I got fired, because they weren't documenting my stuff. And I was like, how did I get fired after doing so well?
I know.
And seasonal wasn't even finished. Christmas hadn't even started yet. Like, I was at like a month and a half into seasonal. But I didn't know. I got $12 or something back from tax returns. They taxed me $12, but I didn't earn enough for them to tax me. So I got money back, and I was like, shh, say less.
Nice.
So I got free money from Target. And then I started my current job the next semester, where I worked for UNLV, and I've been working there ever since.
That one's fun, though.
Sounds fun. That job is so easy, man. I sit there and play Talisman at work. I've been playing so much Talisman. Dude, I'm racking up so many achievements in that game.
I can tell.
There's like 600 achievements, and all of them require like DLC to get. But since I have literally every DLC, I have every character pack, I have every DLC, I have the legendary decks, so I have all the DLC for it. So I just sit there and play it, and then when I go to pick a character, I just search up the character's name in the achievements. And every time I get achievement, it says 0.1% of players have this, and I'm like, so my entire achievement showcase on my Steam profile now is all just Talisman.
They're pretty specific.
I mean, some of them are ridiculous. Some of them are really hard, and some of them are super easy.
Yeah.
There's a really easy one that I struggle so hard to get, which is like, you have to pick the warrior, and you have to use 2 weapons in combat and win. And that's it. And I have not been able to do it, because I have not been able to get 2 weapons while playing the warrior.
Can you buy weapons in the shop?
Yeah, you can buy
like
weapons in the shop. In the city, yeah. I never have any gold, never have any weapons, and...
It's always when you're trying to do it, it doesn't work out,
But then I have some like oddly specific ones that are ridiculous, and I'm like, how did I earn that?
Yeah.
But you working at Target for a long time, you still doing the same thing?
Yeah.
Still cashier?
No, I've been shipped from store this whole time.
Oh, wow.
Well, cashier was like the first time and then it's been shipped from store from then.
Do you enjoy ship from store?
Yeah. Since I got used to it, okay, I don't even like try that hard, and it's not bad. Put the AirPods in, just walk around the store. Try not to talk to any managers.
Yeah. I would imagine it wasn't too bad when I worked. I had a good time working at Target, but I didn't really like talking to the people, because they were a lot older. A lot of older people worked there.
Yeah.
The ship from store was okay because it was younger people.
Yeah, it is.
Like there was the ex-girlfriend and the one, I think her name was like, it was weird because she was Asian, so she had a weird name, and she worked there too, and those guys were the permanent ones, and then you had a lot of
I'm sure the only thing you got out of her was she was Asian. That's why you remember.
No, because her name's actually hard to pronounce, so because everyone always got it wrong. Me and her talked at lunch about how to say her name, and like, because all the boys got together, because we all had our lunch break, and we were sitting there talking, and we're like, how do you say her name? And like, we were all super confused. So then I went back to the area, and I told her that we were talking about that, and she's like, oh, I'm gonna say something to them. I can't believe they messed up my name. But yeah, I mean, that is my type, so I understand.
I can't remember. I don't know who you're talking about, but I don't think she works there anymore.
I don't know. There was a whole lot of changes. It's been 2 years.
Yeah.
I remember working there because it was actually like a lot of stuff going on. Because there's a lot of people like work drama that people talk about that happens. Like you were talking about the other place, like that actually happened there.
Yeah.
That was the only time I've ever like seen it, and I was like, wow, there's actually people that act and are like this. And then like same thing with on my other podcast where I have Artemis on.
Mm-hmm.
She'll talk about her work drama before the podcast, and
It
I'm
seemed
like,
like they got a
wow.
lot of drama over there.
Yeah, that's insane. Over there, it's insane. Especially at her little birthday dinner. That like those two that across from you guys, they work there,
Yeah.
and I'm like, the stories I've heard about that, I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So then I would go, and I would be like, at my new job, and I'm like, there's no drama.
It's really nice.
I sit there and I just vibe, and then nobody bothers me. I have my headphones in the entire time. They never talk to me. There's only one guy that really like talks to people. Like like there was the one guy, but he doesn't really do it anymore. He just kind of fucks off on the other section.
Yeah.
And there's another guy that comes over and he talks to me. Like I'm sitting there playing Balloons Tower Defense, and he comes over and starts talking to me about Balloons Tower Defense. I'm like, bro, I really don't care. Like
I know, yeah.
this is not a conversation we need to have. Like you can go, bro. Like I'm gonna sit here, play this, and listen to my.
Just gonna sit here, get paid.
Yeah, like it's so easy because all I have to do is clean the stations, play my games, go clean the stations again when someone leaves, and that's it.
Sounds nice.
I mean, help somebody when they need something printed or whatnot, whatever. Easy enough.
Yeah.
Bro, I still have yet to got a request, because you know how you go to a computer lab and you'll get on the computer and the computer's not connecting to the printer,
Yeah.
and you have to go ask the people to fix it.
Mhm.
I've yet to have to do that.
That's
I've worked there for like 2 years at this point, and no one's ever asked me to set up the printer, and I have no idea how to do it. Absolutely no
No, me
idea.
too.
Like, they didn't teach me anything when I started. They're like, all right, you're gonna shadow someone. I think they had me shadow someone or like work at the same time as someone. I just showed up, just sat there, worked, and then went home.
Yeah.
And that's it every single time. And I was like, wow, this is all we do. And it's like, because they didn't teach me anything, they didn't do anything. Cause it's like, oh, you're the new hire, okay, yeah, you just do this, bro. I'm like, okay.
Just sit here.
And then I just sat there and did nothing. And I was like, okay.
You ever seen anybody do something weird?
Not really. I mean, there's some like weird people. Like there's a guy that would like he would walk out into the hallway and sit on the floor and eat his lunch. There was the one like guy that like gets up every like 3 minutes. Like he sits down, he does something for like 5 minutes, gets up, walks out the room, and then comes back later. I have no idea what this guy's doing. But he does it every time. He's like a regular. Shows up every time. But like ever since COVID, like
Yeah.
there's barely anybody that shows up. And then people really aren't that weird because I work in the engineering computer lab, so you gotta kind of know if you're gonna show up. Like if you gotta know where the lab is, and like
You're right. Yeah.
it's pretty specific. But like the Tino where he works, oh my god, he gets some specimens.
Yeah.
Because that's like you get the casuals, the filthy casuals go over there, and I'm like, okay. Because I mean I know these people because I work at UNLV, I go to UNLV, so I've seen how degenerate some of these people can get.
Yeah.
Because you went to trade school, right?
Yeah. Just a career college. I don't even know. Trade school.
What is it?
I don't know. I got a certification there.
Certification? How long was it?
It was 9 months.
9 months? And now you're certified to be a medical assistant?
Yeah, medical assistant, phlebotomist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is schooling there hard, or
No, it was really easy.
did you had it all online though, right?
No, it was 1 day a week. I'd go on campus, and then 1 day I'd go on Zoom.
Oh, so it was just two days a week?
When I took, because at the beginning, like the first few months, it was just medical assisting, and then you do phlebotomy and medical assisting. So at that time, I'd go in twice a week, and it was like taking 2 classes. It's really easy no matter what, but and then at the end, phlebotomy finished, because phlebotomy is only like 3 months,
Mm-hmm.
and medical assisting was the whole 9 months. So
Yeah,
It's
because
middle
medical
of it.
assisting is obviously harder.
yeah, it's a lot more to learn.
But you like phlebotomy.
Yeah.
Phlebotomy.
Yeah, I got it down pretty quick, so I was like, it's better.
Do you have an answer to the question that we've been talking about for like 3 weeks on my main podcast? What was the last thing you did for the first time?
What's the last thing you did for the first time? I mean, it's not that hard,
Yeah.
but it is hard at the same time. It's like,
You know, because it's like when you think about it, you want to give something juicy.
yeah.
But it's
doesn't have
like,
to be too juicy.
you think back and you're like, the last thing I did for the first time is like really simple.
yeah.
But And I'm like, it's just a question. People are like, oh, it's such a hard one to answer. I'm like, it's really not.
Yeah. I think I bought my first like real plant that I have to water.
Yeah, I mean, you have your cat too.
True. I've had a cat before though.
Yeah. I mean, you have your own cat. Was that your own cat as well? Was it like a family cat?
Like a family cat, but that's the same thing. I mean, Oliver is me and Ariel's, so it's.
Yeah. It's so cool. Your cat is amazing because my cats are demons and they're not very nice. Sometimes they are, but usually they don't hang out. They're not like cool about it, anything like that. They just are themselves, and then we live in their world.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works. But when it comes to your cat like hangs out. He's super like cuddly and stuff. You can hold him and he purrs.
Yeah.
Like absolute angel of a cat.
Yeah, he's been getting kind of bitey lately. I think I need to play with him more.
Yeah.
Tire him out a little bit.
I saw on your snap where you're on the computer and he's following the mouse.
Yeah.
You were playing Talisman, I can see in the background.
Yeah. I was trying to get him to attack the characters for my teammates. For my boys.
That's funny. Yeah, and then, cause like mine, I talked about this on the last podcast, was that I made an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And that shit's so funny, man. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing with it, but it's just so much fun to just fuck around with. Cause I'm just sitting there taking pictures, but I don't want to take nudes and stuff yet. And I'm just like taking tasteful pictures, and it's fun.
Some artistic shit.
Yeah. I'm in a different dimension.
Got any money?
I don't know. I don't think so. But I don't know, because I don't know how to check that.
Yeah. I think I looked at OnlyFans once because I just wanted to make an account to see how to do it, and it's not very user friendly. I don't know, fucking.
It's not that hard. It's like you make an account. You just gotta like do the normal account shit, like change the name, put a picture, yada yada.
Yeah.
And then to set up the payment stuff, you just have to link a bank account and do your W2. I think it's W2, something like that. And then after you do that, then you can just start uploading stuff. Or well, you can upload stuff basically immediately, but you can't get paid unless you do the link a bank account and W2. So I just did those, and then I can just post stuff. I thought it was pretty. It took me a while though, because you have to do shit like you have to verify your ID and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you have to like submit your ID front and back and stuff like that. So it does go through some verification stuff. It like has to verify you're over 18 to make this kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, so I went through that. So I guess it is a little hard, but it's pretty user friendly. Did you think about making an OnlyFans?
Not really. I just wanted to see it, like how it worked, I guess. I don't know, maybe. I feel like OnlyFans for guys wouldn't be too like. Who's gonna buy that?
Yeah, too profitable. That's what I thought, and I just did a little bit of research, and I was like, you know, these guys, they make like, I don't know how much they're making. It was like a couple hundred, like a week. It was like $100, $200, and I was like, that's pretty like. That's
not bad.
I mean, that's small numbers compared to like girls. Girls are like, you know, 500 a week, 600 a week, shit like that. Big crazy, buddy. And like, cause there's this one guy on a podcast I watch. He makes like $2,000, $3,000 a month. And I'm like,
that's not bad at all.
Bro, I'm like, okay,
For
that's
pictures?
he makes good money.
Yeah.
But I was looking at it because it felt weird because I had to look up male like OnlyFans. So I was basically looking at gay porn to figure out like if I could do this.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it and I was like, these pictures are really fucking weak, bro. Like.
True.
So I was like, the supply isn't that good. So I was like, I figure I could make some decent shit. And I was like, if I do it for a while, maybe I catch fire or some shit.
Yeah.
And if I do, then I'll post like full nudes. If I like can get a couple people that are actually buying, then I'll be like, oh, okay, then I'll post nudes. But if not, then I'm just gonna like drop it and be like, fuck out of here. Because I'm like, I don't care that much.
Just gotta do some cosplay shit. You gotta do some niche stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about doing stuff like that, but it's like it's the same thing with the podcast where it's like I don't want to invest money into it.
True, yeah.
Because it's not something that like I think it's just a little projects I'm working on, just small little things I want to do. Like, you got any projects you're working on? Nope. Just school.
Paying rent.
Or you're done with school.
I am.
Just working now.
Yeah, just.
What are your plans?
Huh?
What are your plans for the future? What are you trying to do?
I don't know. It changes a lot.
Changes.
So then I never. That's what's kind of. It's hard about myself is like I never really know, and then I change things a lot, so it's like hard to. Sometimes I wish I was like one of those people that would just go hard into one thing, but I just can never do that.
Yeah, like, I mean, everybody kind of walked that path a little bit, right? Like, everybody was kind of hard in school, like, a couple of the boys, and then now one of them's dropping out and stuff, and it's like,
Yeah.
I feel like we're the last ones left kind of vibe with the rest of the boys.
Yeah.
And, like, they're just going hard into it just to get that thing, because they've got that determined thing they want to do. Like, for me, that's, like, my biomedical engineering. Like, I'm determined to, like, I want to be the guy that works on and fixes MRIs and stuff. And I'm like, that's what I want to do. I want to, like, work in the medical field as, like, the little mechanic engineer thing. Because I got tons of stories from my grandpa about stuff he did, and I was like, bro, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I want to try and do that. And now I'm just trying to get internships at places, and that's hard. That's hard to get. Surprisingly hard to get internships. But you got to write, like, a cover letter and stuff for certain places. Writing a cover letter is such a waste of time.
I know the whole resume is a waste of time.
Resumes, whatever, bro.
I'm just gonna ask you the same thing after that. After you.
Yeah, I
submit
mean,
it anyway.
they just need a base level resume to get, like, approval, and they're like, okay,
Yeah.
we approve
It's
this
basically
resume.
just
And I'm like, the cover letter, I'm like, is that necessary? I'm like, come on, man. So every time there's, like, a required cover letter, because I think Target didn't need one, so I was like, oh, let me submit that. And then this place I'm working at now, I don't even think I had to put in a resume.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever putting in a resume for my current job. I just kind of fell into it, and I was like, okay, shit, say less. And now I'm going to try and get an internship, but that's kind of hard to do. Like, that'll be my summer job.
Yeah.
Because my grandpa's birthday is coming up, so I have to take a day off work. And I don't like missing days of work. It drives me nuts. So my parents are hard on me. They're like, you're taking that day off. And I'm like, fine, I'll take it off. I'm not happy about it, though.
So you want more money, or?
No, I have a schedule. I don't like my schedule being interrupted. I'm very, like, every day has a certain plan to it.
True.
And it sticks to it every week. I stick to the same schedule, and it only changes based on, like, big events in my life changing. So that's when people catch up with me. They're like, how's your life? And I'm like, same, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, school and work, still the same.
You get a lot done having a schedule.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I'm slowly getting progress, right? Because I have my schedule that is school, and that slowly progresses into a degree, but I'm just sitting in the degree waiting room, which I'll get in fall 2022. So I still have, like, a year left, a little over a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll be December of next year that I get my degree. I basically get my degree on my birthday next year. So it'll be 22 when I get my degree, which will be cool.
Not bad at all.
But it's like the worst timing ever for COVID because the classes went online for like 2 years. And then for my senior year, basically, it's going to be in person when it's the hardest classes. And now I have fucking no idea, like, what I'm doing, basically. Because the online classes are so bad. Like, so bad. They cannot teach you nearly as well as in-person classes. And now I have to go back to in-person classes where the material is harder. And it's like playing catch-up and learning new stuff at the same time. But I'm very good at, like, just figuring out a way to pass anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to, like, pass. Like, it might be like I get A's and B's my first couple semesters, which is what I've done, and then my last couple might be C's. Like, this semester will be like A's and B's again, but my senior year, it might be all like C's.
Once you get that degree,
it don't really matter once you get to the degree.
Yeah.
But I gotta get to the degree. That's hard.
Yeah.
But I have a high enough GPA where I can put my GPA on my resume,
that's good.
which is cool.
Yeah.
And hopefully it goes up again, which I don't think it will because my GPA is over 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I get B's, my GPA goes down.
Yeah.
Which sucks. The only way for it to go up is for me to get A's. Or to maintain is to get A's and B's. Which is probably what will happen. Like, I have, like, an A in, like, 2 of my classes, and then 3 of them I have B's, which is about where my GPA is. But, you know, that's just school for you. But you've been through a lot in your life, man. Like, you have a pretty nice life compared to a lot of the boys. But, like, I mean, you moved out pretty young.
Yeah. I like being by myself, so
Being
just having your own places.
Mm-hmm. Because you moved out and you moved in with Griffin.
Yeah.
How was that?
It wasn't bad. I mean, uh, you should never live with your friends at all.
I mean, I would never recommend roommates. And if
Yeah.
you were to do a roommate, I would recommend siblings over. Because you've already lived with siblings a lot of your life, so you can already deal with a lot of their shit. You already know what you hate and like. But it's like
Exactly.
with friends, it's like, okay, we're friends. I know what I like about you. I know a couple of things I don't like, but I haven't lived with you, so I
Yeah.
don't know, right?
Yeah.
That's where Artemis said she wanted to live with me. She wanted us all to move in together.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah, I would, but no, I don't want to live with you.
Yeah, I
man.
feel like that. It wouldn't be bad for her, but for you, because since you got like all the schedule and stuff.
Yeah, I have so much shit going on. Like, I don't want to be fucking bothered. Like, I hate when people bother me. So it's
Mhm.
like, I would be a good roommate, I think, because, like, I never leave my room, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I'm constantly doing something on, like, in my area. And I don't bring my area outside of my room. But if you came into my room to bother me, I'd be pissed off. Like, what the fuck are you doing in here? This is not your turf.
Yeah. It's kind of is weird being so close to another adult. That's not like your significant other.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, man. I could not do a roommate.
I don't know. It's like my. If I want to pay to live somewhere, then I want to be completely myself.
Yeah, because you didn't have to pay to be at home and you weren't by yourself, right?
Yeah.
But then you move out and you have to pay to be with someone
To
else.
live with another. Yeah, it's like.
That sucks.
But it wasn't bad. The apartment was nice too.
You should, bro. I was so mad at Griffin when he vacuumed after you guys moved out.
Yeah.
Because he would never vacuum his room, and then he decides to vacuum when you guys move out. Because he's like, I don't want them to think that, like, you know, I live like this. And I'm like, but you did.
I know. Yeah. It's
Like, come on, man.
Um,
Because we helped him move a couple things when he was moving back with his mom after you guys all moved out.
mhm.
Because you guys cut the lease early, right?
We did.
So you didn't get your deposit back.
We did actually.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how it all worked out, but we like didn't have to pay that much to break it, and we got our deposit back, and it was like.
So you got like a net profit from the break and deposit
Yeah.
back.
I think it was like profit or like the security deposit paid off all of the breaking of the lease. So really nothing happened, which was nice. It was like because it was kind of building up to finishing it. It was like, all right, how much is this really gonna be? Because we were kind of having problems with them. When we'd talk to them about breaking it, and then it'd be kind of awkward between like the apartment staff and us. But
Oh, yeah, because you were talking about maybe moving out, and they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, now we have to see you all the time, and you're constantly talking about leaving us. But didn't you move in with, like, the same company, just different area?
no,
Different company entirely?
different company. We were going to move into because we were gonna go on one that was like not as far away, and it was pretty nice. And it's the same company that we're at right now, but
Mhm.
it's a different place.
Was
Yeah,
it more
that one-
expensive there?
I think it was this. I think it was kind of. It was either cheaper or like around the same price.
Mhm.
But they didn't call us back at all.
Oh, you were trying to get the thing, but they just wouldn't call.
Yeah. So
And
it's
then
like-
you got this place.
Yeah.
And your new place is pretty nice. The
New
only
place is
thing that
nice.
what's that? The wind on the
Yeah.
can be really annoying, and then that one police station siren.
I know. Yeah. It went off for like a week straight.
Does it go off randomly sometimes?
No, it hasn't. It
Hasn't
hasn't
that-
gone off for a while now. Thank God. But yeah, sometimes they'll have like every police car put their sirens on. I don't know. They're having like a parade over
testing
there
or
or something.
I don't know. But yeah, your place is nice, and it's not too far from my
Yeah.
house. Like, I
And,
think your old one was about the same distance, maybe like a minute closer or something like that. But they're both super close.
Yeah, I like where it is compared to like where everyone else is.
Yeah, because
And where the highway
everyone
is.
else keeps just moving further and further away from
Yeah.
the side of town. Like, Datino just moved to Summerlin
Yeah.
and over with Tom, but those two are together now. But Christian has slowly been moving away his entire
Christian's
life.
Far.
He was close, and then he got far. Like he got farther, and then he moved up was it Skyview or something, and then he moved down to Henderson, and then he moved further into Henderson.
Yeah.
So every time I've gone to see him, he's gotten farther away.
Yeah, but he's got the party house.
Yeah. that was cool when Cole was running around. Oh,
That's a crazy kid.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
That was a good time. Yeah, the kickbacks at his house are always fun. Always fun. Playing Rock Band.
Space. Rock Band's always nice.
That went crazy last time we were playing Rock Band. When everybody was playing on it, and they kept failing songs.
I know.
Because I know David got really annoyed because he ended up having to go hang out in the cold because he was like, he couldn't handle the noise anymore.
Yeah.
So he was out in the cold wrapped in a blanket the whole time because he couldn't go downstairs because that's where Cole and his friends were.
Yeah.
And then we were all upstairs, and then Christian was in his room.
Oh, yeah.
So then he went out into the onto the balcony, and it was really cold.
It's pretty nice out there.
I thought it was nice out, but they were cold. I don't know.
Yeah.
Vegas kids, I guess.
Yeah.
How was your childhood though in Utah?
Utah is fun. I miss it. It was like a fun childhood. Like where I had like actually like the neighborhood kids would like fucking
hang out,
I would just like walk around the neighborhood, my bare feet, fucking ride my tricycle around.
Oh, you had a tricycle?
Yeah, I remember I don't know, I was hanging out with my friend, and I don't know, we were outside, and I just ride my tricycle, and I just fucking, I don't know, I was in the zone or something, I just started riding away, and then I turn around, she's not there, and I'm like all by myself, so I just started riding, and then this cop like picked me up, put my tricycle in his trunk, and then
took you home?
He took me home, and I was like, it's kind of crazy how like a little kid's mind thinks. I was just chilling, I was just walking.
You're like, I'm in the zone. It's time to zoom.
Fucking, all right, take me home. I don't know how he found my home because I don't remember saying anything to him, but
I'm sure somebody called.
Yeah, I ended up there.
Or maybe they all just kind of knew each other. Might have been like a smaller.
Maybe I probably wasn't that far, honestly.
Yeah, it might have been like a smaller town or something where it's like a lot of people kind of know each other.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
it was.
Because I would imagine the cops kind of know everybody because you have to pull people over, so you kind of meet people.
True. I know. Yeah, I would wander a lot.
You were wandering
in like Utah. I remember. I don't know. It's crazy. I feel like I would never do this, but like as a kid, I remember I was like, I want to go to my friend's house, and I was like 5, 4, and then and I thought I knew where he lived, but I didn't. I was like so far off. So I was like, he's down the street and then to the right, is what I thought to myself. And I just went up to some random person's house, knocked on the door, and asked for my friend, and they were so confused. And then I was confused, and I was like, damn. And I just walked home.
Imagine being that much.
4-year-old.
I remember back when I was younger, not like 4 or 5, because I have no memories of being that young. Like, I have terrible memory, like long-term memory, in a way. Like, sometimes I have amazing long-term memory. Like, I can always remember where I parked.
Yeah.
And I always remember, like, how to get somewhere. If I've driven somewhere, I can get back there every time. I don't need a map. Like, if I've been there once, I know how to get there. Like, if I've left from my house to anywhere, I can get from that place to my house back and forth every time. But it's like, if I'm going somewhere new, like, if I'm going to a place I've already been, it's possible I know how to get there if I'm leaving from a different location.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to a different location, it doesn't matter where I'm leaving from. I don't know how to get there. But when it comes to, like, remembering childhood and stuff, I don't remember a lot. Like, there's this one memory I have that's very distinct that never happened. And it's like, I have stories, of course, of, like, being a child, because I have an older brother that would fuck with me a lot.
Yeah.
Right? But I have a memory where I'm under a glass table and stuff, and, like, I'm like, vibing there, and then I get, like, pushed down the stairs by my brother and stuff. I distinctly remember that stuff, but it's like, that never happened.
Yeah.
And then I remember, like, Tom, I remember him being my neighbor in Colorado, where I was born, and, like, me and him hanging out all the time. But Tom never lived in Colorado, and I never met him until later in life. And I was like, I don't know why I have the distinct, like, child. Like, I'm like 4 or 5 in that memory, and it never happened. I have no idea where it came from.
That's interesting.
But I have stuff where, like, my grandma was taking care of us while we were up there, and, like, we're at the grocery store. I'm in the cart seat, and then my brother's inside the cart, right? And I start crying. Like, I'm bawling. I'm like, oh, whining really bad. And my grandma can't figure out what's wrong with me. until she sees my brother biting my toe off. Like, full teeth just gnawing at my toe. He's just a little devil. He was a menace.
Yeah.
Constantly. Did you get beat as a child at all?
Did I get what?
Beat as a child at all?
Yeah, not like too bad, but like I'd probably do something bad and then I'd get fucking punched or like thrown, but
You got punched?
not really. I don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe like slapped.
You get slapped for doing something?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I didn't really, because my grandma tried to whoop me once, right? She tried to give me a whooping. And, you know, she felt super guilty, so she never did it again. And then with my parents, they tried to beat me, but, like, my dad was giving me a whooping, and he was like, you want another one? Like, something like that, right? And I was like, yes, Dad. And he was like, bro, and he went to my mom, he's like, bro, you gotta do something else, 'cause I'm gonna kill this kid. And from that point on, I never got beat again.
So you yeah, my mom would, because I didn't really get in trouble, I would do bad things, but I would just like hide it. So I
You in
wouldn't
trouble for hiding it?
I wouldn't get caught for it. But I remember my mom would, because if my dad spanked us, then we were fucking crying.
Yeah.
Because it was hard. But if my mom did, nothing was happening. It's like, why are we even doing this? So she started to like put Tabasco in our mouths, and then I just ended up liking it. So like, she had nothing.
You ended up liking Tabasco sauce?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's where you get your
Probably.
tolerance.
I had to learn to like it.
Do you remember this argument that you had at my house about curry?
Yeah. I do.
Because you and Dave were going back and forth, and then I talked about this on the most recent podcast. You thought curry was a soup.
Yeah, I mean, I was
A little drunk.
I was a little drunk, so I was like, and me and David just like fight and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
all the time.
So I was just kind of like, when we get into those, I'm like, even when I'm wrong, I'm just gonna, keep fighting it. But in my defense, I did get a shrimp curry from like a Chinese restaurant, and it was like in a tube, like a cylinder.
Yeah,
bowl,
I mean,
and that was definitely like a soup. I mean,
yeah, that's like something like that. I think that I'm not sure what those kind of things are, but that's not what I would consider like curry. Because if I saw that, I would be like, if I order that, it's like when I ordered corn cheese at a Korean barbecue place, and they brought out like the tube thing, the little like was it aluminum foil, and it had corn and cheese on it, and you had to put it on and melt it yourself. I was like, no, because there's another Korean barbecue place I go to that brings it out already cooked for you, and that one's good because a chef cooked it. Yeah. But I have to cook this myself. There's way too much cheese in this, man. Like, I didn't want this much cheese. And then, when they brought it out, they brought 4 of them out, like one for everybody. I was like, dude, I just wanted one.
Yeah.
I just wanted one. So it's things like that.
Trying to fill you up.
But I'm very impressed by your life. I think it's really cool that you have like your own place. You have an okay job for now. Like you're working towards more. That's why I was curious on what your plans for the future were.
Yeah.
Because you say they'll always change. But what did you want to do originally, and why aren't you going for that anymore?
I just want to be rich and then able to do nothing all day.
That's your end goal.
That's my end goal, is to be rich enough that I can take a week and just lay in bed for an entire week.
Well, I mean, me and my dad were talking about something similar to this actually, where we were talking about those youngest billionaires ever and stuff like that, if it was privilege or if they earned it, right?
Yeah.
Because what is it, like Kylie Jenner, I think?
Yeah.
Is something like the youngest billionaire ever.
Yeah.
And it's because like the reality TV show she was on, and then her music, or not her music, her makeup.
Yeah. I think she definitely would not have been a billionaire if she didn't have so much money on her already.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she did enough that I would say that she earned it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, because her family is super rich, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Rich enough. to get your stuff out there.
Not middle class.
Yeah, but I think to get to $1 billion, you have to do something.
Yeah, I mean,
So I think she definitely earned that.
the way I look at it is like most billionaires couldn't have been in even the situation to earn it without their privilege, right?
Yeah,
So I think that it's like, yes, they earned it, but you wouldn't have been able to earn it without your privilege. Right?
exactly. Like,
Because it's like you, with the privilege and the family you have like a $5 million loan.
yeah,
How do you get that
Like,
if you don't
just
have your privilege?
like you can't be poor, and then, I mean, some people do this and it works out for them, but you can't be poor and then just put all your life savings into something, because it could go either way. But if you're not poor and like you have something to fall back on,
Yeah, if
then
you're
putting all your money into something, it's like,
yeah, if
it's
you're
not that hard
poor
of a
and then
decision.
you fail, like you start a business and fail,
then you're
then you're broke. You're bankrupt.
yeah,
But if you're like rich and you start a business and it fails, it's like, okay, let's
Yeah.
start a new one. Let's do it again.
Not much lost.
Yeah,
There's
It-
a lot to gain.
because it's not your livelihood. It's not stuff like that. So when I look at stuff like that, I'm like, it's your privilege that allows you to earn it. Because right, you do things to earn it, right? Like you're a good enough actor or something like that. Your reality TV show, that's one of the longest running ones, and like her younger sister became a billionaire too, I think.
Hmm.
And it's like, you got Jeff Bezos, where it's like, so much money, and
Yeah.
I mean he earned it, right?
He earned it. I'm not too sure on Jeff Bezos and how he started Amazon and everything, or did he? I don't know.
Yeah, but it's stuff like that where, you earned it in a sense, but
Yeah.
you had to start from somewhere.
Yeah, I know. Like Elon Musk, cause he did, what was it called?
Joe Rogan? What?
No, it's like what he started. What company was it?
Oh, I don't remember.
It's like PayPal. It is PayPal, and then he got before like Tesla and everything. He got big off that, and I don't think he was too rich. I mean, you see the pictures of him. He was like balding. He did not look anything like he did now. I think he did, but I don't know his life, so
Yeah.
I can't say how much
Yeah.
he had to fall back on.
You want to get rich? What would you want to do to get rich though? What's like your stuff you look at that you're like, I want to do that?
I think making music as a job would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, we've all talked about, the boys have all talked about making music, but you struggle to be like, yeah, let's go make music.
I know, it's hard to just like start it. Don't even know, like, and it's like one of those indecisive things I'm always about. It's like,
Yeah, you're like,
what kind of music would I even make?
what music
all
would
these
you kind of
different
want to
genres?
make?
I don't know, it's hard. 'Cause I like rock, like punk music, but I feel like that music's just good for like playing underground stuff.
Yeah,
And
not
not
like
making money off
not
it.
getting big.
So I feel like if you get big off that, then you're not really playing that kind of music.
You're not really big, right? Like,
Well, no, like if you get big off like making like punk music, you're not really like a punk artist.
Yeah, they're
Like-
very like, don't get big kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of the. But I feel like if I ever did, I would like a big mix of everything.
Yeah.
Probably a big mix of everything that I like. I feel like would be the most genuine, but
What would you want to do on the little band group or whatever? Do you want to be a singer?
yeah, I think so. I think if I were to make music, I'd want to
Vocally do it?
be a pretty big part in it, or like a really small part.
Really small part. Would
Either
you-
a really big part or a
Because
really
you've played
small
the
part.
guitar for a long time.
Yeah,
And you're pretty good.
decent.
I give you the permission to say you're pretty good. Like, you're pretty good at the guitar. But you
Above
don't know
average.
how to, like, make your own guitar.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't know many chords.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know like the basic ones, and you could really make a song off them because that's what most popular songs are made
Yeah.
off for, just the basic chords.
Because that's what people... But if you're
Yeah,
going,
'cause they
like,
just work.
punk, rock stuff, they use a lot of
Yeah,
chords.
they use some different ones, and Yeah, I don't know. I like bedroom style kind of music, like where kind of lower quality or lower like production value.
Like you don't like studio albums.
Yeah, I mean,
You like mixtapes,
yeah, like more like the
like
mixtape.
EP kind of things.
Yeah,
Like you know.
but a studio album would be cool to make.
Well,
'Cause
of
you have all
course,
like those big vocals and stuff.
yeah, doing stuff like that sounds incredible to do, but
It's
it's like
incredibly hard to do.
I meant as in like you don't like that kind of like level of like if everything you do is in the studio and stuff and like you write your music in studios and stuff like you're
Yeah.
basically your entire music process is in the studio and you don't do any of it at home being yourself stuff so it's like you would want to write and like practice your music at home and then go to the studio and record it.
Maybe
I don't know what you mean by bedroom music.
like bedroom, you know, Claro's music, and that's kind of like a bedroomy.
Okay.
Something that you'd like make in your bedroom.
Yeah.
You just have like a guitar and a microphone.
Yeah, and that's the
Make a
music you
keyboard.
can make easily.
Yeah, I know. You can make it so easy. And
No, I mean you. I mean you have the capability to make that music very easily.
I do. Yeah, I have
But-
everything that you would need for that, but
You just don't. It's not your thing.
it's hard. I get kind of nervous playing around people.
Yeah, I mean you don't like to sing in front of people.
Yeah, the more I know them, the less I want to sing in front of them.
Yeah.
You know, cause I'll sing Ariel songs. I'll like learn a song for her, but sometimes I can't practice in front of her because I just feel.
Yeah, I remember we were hanging out at your old house, and we were over and we got you to sing because the song you sang for Ariel when you guys like first met or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember the exact story right now, but we got you to like try and sing it, but you were super like quiet
Yeah.
and like soft about it. You didn't want to sing it at all,
Yeah.
and you forgot like the words.
Exactly. Every time.
I think it would be really fun for the boys to get together and make music. So I remember when
It
we were
would.
doing the little rap night things
Yeah.
where we were sitting there making music together on those, and we'd just start the beat at the same time, and then we'd switch off between the boys. I think stuff like that would be really fun.
We should.
But we'd need somebody that makes beats,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
none of the boys make beats.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna buy beats.
We just need like to get together and because we haven't done that at all.
Yeah, I mean, Ian was talking about it. He was like, just bring your guitars over, man, and we'll all go play
Yeah.
and make music. And I was like, I would, but that's not my kind of music, right?
Yeah.
Like, Christian likes it, Ian likes it, you like it as well, but that I couldn't sit there and sit through like playing the guitar, drums, and all that, and trying to get it together because it blends together for me. I don't have the skills for it.
So we need you there so we can have
Yeah.
a different perspective.
Because like for me, I hear vocals and like vocals with the beat.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing. It's like I don't hear the beat at all. Like I have no fucking clue what the beat is. I just know the pattern of the beat, right?
Yeah.
And where the vocals are supposed to be on that beat. I kind of know the flow of it. And so it's like you should be talking when the beat's with you, and like you shouldn't be talking with no beat or over certain beats, right?
Yeah.
Like your voice shouldn't be smothered, but your voice shouldn't be too loud at the same time. Like stuff like that I can understand. But when it comes to like people are like, oh, okay, you know, you need this many syllables per line and shit, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's beyond me. Because I think, what is it, like Day 9 or something like that. It's like a K-pop band or something like that. They're like writing music they have like very specific standards for or something, and like stuff like that I couldn't do. And I'm
Yeah.
like, how?
I don't think I could do that either.
I would want to make music though, and that's something I would do. I kind of work on with my boys on the side because I have another little boys friend group, and one of them actually makes beats, but he makes like dubstep beats more of. So he made a beat for us, and the song is called "Bag Them Bitches and Go," and it's supposed to be me and my boy Nikos on the song, and we still haven't made the song, and I haven't written anything for the song either, but like I I would have to ask him to make beats for me, because it's like if I'm gonna start making music, which is like all these little projects I do, like the OnlyFans podcast and stuff, it would just be the same thing where it's like I want to like not have to invest money into this, right? And if
Yeah.
it generates money, cool. But if not, then I don't care. But it's like I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't want to have to like pay for beats and stuff and like take from my friends' time where they're sitting there and they want to make this, they want to make it big and stuff, and they want to go crazy with it. And I'm like, I'm just doing this to do it, man. Like, cause
Yeah.
I have pretty good raw talent, but I have a really like low ceiling.
Yeah.
Cause like if we started making music now, I would be the best,
Mm.
and then 2 weeks later, I'd be the worst, right? Cause it's like, okay, now that we're doing it, everyone's practicing and doing all that, and they're getting their confidence up. Everyone's better than me now.
Yeah.
But we start now, it's like, oh, okay, you know, I have the most confidence that I can get it, and then once you guys get the confidence and stuff, you're there, and now it's like, now I'm not good anymore. Because it's like, I look at all the people that make music, because I listen to a lot of, like, smaller stuff, like, because I like my sad rap. That's my thing. If I was going to make music, that's what I would make. And all of that isn't very big. It's like, you know, a couple thousand likes per song and stuff, like 1,000, 2,000, maybe like 10,000 on some of the bigger ones.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, it's basically low P but smaller, you know, is what I call them. And I look at them and I'm like, I can do that.
True.
And it's like my voice, I don't know how to sing though. Like,
yeah.
I never learned that stuff. Like I just naturally do whatever the fuck I think is correct, and like that's what I would put on a song. But do I have any singing training, like any fucking background in it?
Yeah.
No. It would just be me, put a mic in front of me, and I'm singing.
Yeah. Gotta feel it out.
Because Christian sent me a TikTok of like this
Oh,
guy
yeah, sent me
blowing
that too.
bubbles in the water.
Yeah.
And it's like how to find your natural singing voice. I don't know what the fuck that means.
I know. I didn't know what that meant either.
I was like, sure, I could go try this, but I'm not gonna pull out a straw in a water bottle. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care enough, man. I was like,
No, I was like, I'll like it, and I think I'll try to get back to it later if I have like a water bottle or something. But
I was thinking about it because I always think about making music because that's something that's fun to do, but it's the same thing with talking about stuff on the podcast where I'm very certain, like, there's certain things I don't say on the podcast sometimes because I think about it and I'm like, you know, maybe I'm not ready to talk about this myself. Like, a lot of, like, more personal, like, relationship stuff, like, you know, the shit that hurts me and stuff like that. Like, I don't talk about that because I'm like, I'm not at that level, right? Where it's like, if I make music, it's all going to be about that, right?
yeah.
It's going to be me going into that part of my brain and being like, bam. Because it's like, Bag Them Bitches and Go isn't my kind of music, right? It's just a fucking funny banger is what the purpose of the song is, right? Like, it's supposed to have a catchy little chorus, Bag Them Bitches and Go, you know, Ain't Never Wife a Hoe, some shit like that, right? And that's like the catchy little chorus. And then from that point on, it's like, okay, like, what am I gonna do for my verse? I have nothing. Like,
Say anything.
you just tell jokes is what you have to do, but you have to make it funny and sound good at the same time, and that's where it's hard. It's like, okay, I gotta make this rhyme and funny. It requires a lot of effort to do. That's why I like the funny rappers. I'm always impressed by, but it's
Are they really?
not my kind of music to listen to all the time. But I'll throw a like on it.
Yeah.
And all the time. But when it comes to making music, I would want to make my sad rap where I can talk about like the deeper things in life. And I know when we were doing the rap things, that's what you liked as well. Is that style more?
What's that?
The talking about life like that, talking about girls and stuff, and like singing-esque. The singing kind of rap, the rap that feels like singing instead of being like da 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 da.
True.
Going crazy on it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't make music though.
Or what?
You wouldn't make music if we just put a beat to you and we had like 3 verses on it, and it's like we need one more verse for you.
I would.
You would.
I would.
So if somebody else started it, you would.
Yeah.
I think that's how most of the boys feel.
Starting is just I'm sure everyone would want to and everyone could. It's just the start.
That's what I sent to Christian. I sent him a message. I was like, let's make music. I think I commented it on something or something like that.
I think so.
I don't remember where I said it, but I was like, let's make music. And he was like, yo, you serious? And I'm like, yeah, bro.
Dude.
But that's when Ian was over at the party. He's like, yeah, just bring over your stuff to the house. And I'm like, bro, that's not my kind of music. Like
Yeah.
the instruments and stuff, like
Yeah,
I
a
don't know
mix.
how to do
You need
that.
a mix.
Like that stuff is all extra because what I do would be more rap level, where it's like there's a beat, right? It's a beat made online and stuff. Like none of it is in person meet up necessary, right? You just send the beat to me, I throw on a mic and I just record something.
Do like the Brockhampton where you got the rap songs and then the Waste
Yeah,
in
basically.
the summer.
But that's where I would want the boys to kind of Brockhampton it.
Yeah.
That's what I would want our group to be. Right. That's what I would want the boys to all be, a Brockhampton-esque thing, is what I would want us to all do. But I don't know what level everyone's at, because I know Christian wants to sing.
Yeah. I've never heard him sing though, but
Yeah, but apparently that's like his thing.
yeah.
I've heard him,
he seems
sing
like he's
along
really
to
into
songs
it, so.
and stuff. But
Yeah.
he's like hype about it, he's confident about it, and that's where I'd want to like make music with him.
Yeah.
And then everyone else just kind of struggles with confidence in like singing.
Exactly. I mean, I'm sure if just like doing it more often.
Yeah, I feel like if we started doing it,
Yeah.
because like for me, if I make a song at all, it's getting released every time,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm posting it every time if I make a song. But if it comes down to like you guys there, I don't want to post something you're not at level with, because some people are like so picky about it. I am don't care.
Yeah,
Such
just-
a non
I feel like I'd be pretty picky.
yeah.
But
And
I
they're
mean,
gonna
if
be
I
like,
was doing stuff with other people, I wouldn't be too picky. But if I was like my own stuff, it'd probably take a.
yeah, you wouldn't be
It'd take a
posting it.
minute.
You'd record it, and then you'd be like, this is bad. I don't want to post
Yeah.
this. But for me, it's like, I made a shitty song for a class,
That's
and I'm
good.
like, and it's so fun and cool, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's a banger.
Mm-hmm.
It's a banger to all the boys, and it's like, okay, like I can do this about some more serious stuff. But one thing I want to try and not do is I want to try and not cuss in songs,
Yeah.
and
think
that because
it's
I don't
good-
think it fits me.
It's good to not cuss, because then when you cuss, it
Yeah, because
it
I cuss
cuts
a
little-
lot in
it cuts a little
general, but
deeper.
I don't want to do it in songs.
If you do it, yeah.
I would only do it in songs about girls, right? This is the only songs I would cuss in. But it's like, to make music is hard because the production part of it, stuff like that, is really difficult to do.
Yeah.
Or it's not difficult to do, but it's like learning how to code. You have
Yeah.
to learn a lot to do it.
Yes.
And that's like not even making beats side. Like making beats is like one type of coding, and then like mixing and mastering and stuff like that is a different kind of coding, because it's like, okay, so there's like a way where it's like you press space and it records on like, because I have a friend that makes music. I go to the
Mhm.
studio with him when he makes music sometimes, and it's like you just press space, it records, and he says something, and then he press his space again when he
Somebody
finishes the little line, right?
Yeah.
And then he would go down to the next level, right? Because there's two levels basically, right, for the recording part.
Yeah.
The top level, he'd press it, and then he'd record something, and then he'd press the button again to stop recording, and then they'd listen back to it, and then they'd switch to the second line, record another little segment,
Mm-hmm.
and then go to the top one again, right? And
Yeah.
start recording on the top one again at a different time, and then that'd be the next song, and they would go back and forth. That way he could start off again. He'd just like sing along. He'd be like, and then go into the line. But he can do that every time because it's not going to be efficient, because they're going to cut the so he's getting the
Yeah.
flow, right? And then he says the words.
True.
So that way he always has the flow, and they go back and forth between them. And that way if he messes up the song or the little part, he can just delete it and go again.
That's cool. Yeah.
But when I made my song, I did it all in one take because I didn't know how to do that. So it took me like 5 or 6 takes of me just like saying the same thing over and over and over again, just trying to get it out right. Because it's like I lose breath at one point,
Yeah.
and now I got to restart. And it's like I could be like 90% done, and I mess up something at the end, I got to restart.
Yeah.
So
I've
that's
done
because I don't know how to edit at all. Same thing with the podcast. I don't know how to edit. Like I was told to edit the last podcast because like the editor he was like tired as hell or something, and
Mhm.
I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. I look at it, I watch the whole thing, I'm like, audio's good, cool.
yeah.
That's all I knew. Like is that he was like, check the audio, and if it's good, just post it, man. And so there's no like the little scene changes or anything like that
Yeah.
that are on a couple of other ones.
That's pretty
No.
good.
And it's on these little podcasts I'm making, there's gonna be no scene
Yeah.
changes, none of that.
Uncut.
Yeah.
I like my man. I like my boys.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an okay little podcast talking about music with you.
Yeah.
Are you happy with where the part? Anything you want to talk about before we go?
No, I think we did pretty good.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, man. It's good to see you.
Thank you for
Maybe I'll
having
have
me.
a couple other boys on. You can always come back if you want
Yeah.
to talk. But up to you, man.
Always got stuff to talk about.
Yeah.